Welcome everyone to the Ted and Teach Show. I'm Ted.
I'm Teach.
And we're a local MMA podcast for North Dakota fighters. Talking to you tonight about the post fights from North Star Combat 5 that we just went to down in Sky Dancer Casino in Belcourt, North Dakota. And let me tell you, these were some great fights. These were fights that had there's a lot of
knockouts,
action,
and blood.
A lot of action and blood.
So if you like knockouts and blood, and you didn't get to go and watch it, you missed out.
Yeah, there was like blood splatter everywhere.
Yeah, it was great fights. The amateurs, wow. Again, this is the second time that we've went to a North Star Combat show, and their amateurs, they really, really put on a great performance.
Yeah, they didn't fight amateur style.
No, shoot, a lot of these guys look like they could go pro at any time. So.
Yeah. Thank you, Dean Lamb, for inviting us out again. We had a really good time, and as always, putting on great fights over there at Sky Dancer Casino in Belcourt.
Yep, there's a lot of upsets on this card, you know. I went 50-50 on our picks, so...
We're not going to talk about percentage. We're not going to talk about it. We'll talk about it when we get to the fighter. No, we had a lot of picks, and
there's only one fight that actually went to the decision.
Yeah,
and it was a
only
really,
one fight that went all 3 rounds.
Those two guys battled it. It was nonstop action. So, yeah, these all these fighters were out to finish their opponent.
Yeah, and finish them they did. Really big style. Nothing left controversial or nothing. No. Everything just left in the decisions of their hands as you want it to be, and not by the judges' scorecards. So, hats off to all the fighters. Great fights. We'll get to the big upset of the night, but
how many knockouts were there? Was there 2 knockouts?
I want to say, in my opinion, there was a lot of knockouts, but you know, each fighter capitalized right away.
There's a few knockdowns, but
yeah.
I think there's
I think they were knocked out
or TKOs.
I think their eyes were rolling back in their heads, and then by the time the fighter got on top of them, there was just no way to recover. Yeah, so if you're talking like instantly knocked out, we didn't have. I think we had like maybe one TKO.
One KO.
Yeah.
One TKO.
No, actually maybe 2 because the one guy didn't get up.
Right.
He didn't get up, so. But you know he did get up, and he was
doctor stoppage.
Yeah, he did get up. So you know we don't like to see our fighters completely hurt. Like to see them get up, walk on their own, and that was good. We'll
show you some highlights. Starting with Shane Scott versus Braxton Luger.
Yep.
Yeah, this fight here is a quick fight, knockout, or TKO. I think the ref stopped it.
Yep. 20 seconds.
Yep.
20 seconds.
Very short. Boom. He just threw a nice straight punch down the pipe, man. And then he saw his opponent drop, and he was on him.
Yeah, it was pretty.
This one here is James Dancing Bull versus Zane Odin Lamar. These guys here for 2 rounds really battled it out. They were throwing some really hard punches. 2 big guys too.
Yeah, and hats off to Zach. He fought a really good fight. I thought he had the right idea. Try to get Dancing Bull tired.
Just in case you guys didn't know, this is a heavyweight fight.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of heavyweights anymore. But yeah, these guys were putting gloves to face, man.
Yeah, I thought the fight could have gone either way. I had Zach taking that first round, and right here he gets a lot of hits.
He threw one there, and Dancing Bull, it's like it didn't even hit him. But that one there, man, like I said, these guys are just throwing gloves, man. Bad intentions. And here's the finish of the fight. Ref had to call it.
Yeah.
Next one is
Derek Gottlieb against Travis Leducer Jr.
Yep. Yeah, Leducer Jr. came out and just started really attacking fast. I think this was his pro debut.
Yep.
Not realizing that you can't just dump your all your energy in one shot.
He had a lot of energy to give, though. He did go and attack Derek right away, but he made the mistake when he tried to hip toss him.
Yep.
Hip toss him
it looked
over.
like a hip toss, pole, roll, something like that. And it basically just ended up pulling him on top of himself.
And that was his mistake
Just went
because
bad from there.
Derek capitalized right away, and he punished him for it.
And the next fight is Sam Spurlock and Jason Natal. This one here, oh man, this one here, Sam. It took Sam a while to get back up. And one slip, it looked like he threw a kick and slipped, and then Jason just took advantage of it.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. And once Jason got on top, Sam couldn't get him off him anymore.
No, he could not.
It was over. One thing is, I noticed that Sam kept putting his hand where his arm or hand underneath Jason's knee, and Jason just kept trapping it. You can't defend yourself if your hand's trapped, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Sam must have thought that he could.
I know it's a jiu-jitsu move, but it's kind of risky in MMA. And you'll see here real soon that he does it one more time, and then Jason just traps it on the ground.
Yeah, Jason did a good job of just showing him, this is ground and pound right here, and
put on a great ground and pound performance.
Yeah,
great performance there. As you see right about there. Yeah, his arm gets stuck. He can't defend himself anymore, and Jason's power just drops him.
Yeah, he
finishes him off.
That was the one we were talking about.
That's the KO right there.
Yeah, that was the one we were talking about. Sam did not get up.
And this one here is Riley Masterson versus Derek Henke. Now, these two guys, oh my gosh. This was a non-stop, basically, what do they call it, dirty boxing kind of fight. They just were throwing gloves constantly. This was a really, really exciting fight. It went the distance.
Yep.
And it wasn't one of those boring distance fights. There was just constant action.
Yeah, they both looked like they were determined not to give up, and they just kept trying to give one better to the other,
Yep.
and it just went on all 3 rounds.
I mean, both of them showed their toughness and their cardio. Takes a lot of cardio to go 3 rounds, even though it's an amateur. It's 3-minute rounds, but it's still all these strikes will wear anybody out.
Yeah, there was a lot of action, so it wasn't like they were just trapping each other and trying to wear the other guy out. This was like back and forth.
This is just straight up fisticuffs, man.
Yep. Ryle didn't take too much damage, so.
But if you watch the fight, I mean, the
he
aggressor
took some
was Derek.
Yep.
Derek seemed to look like to me it was just landing a lot of punches. This fight ended up in a split decision.
Yep.
And it went to Riley Masterson. Riley is the guy in the blue and black.
Yep. Yeah, they both swung and they both connected. I mean, it was a good fight.
Yeah, Derek kept pushing forward, and thought that was one of the rules of the cage, one of the judgings, but they gave it to Riley. Split decision, so it was really, really close. This one here is
Geraldo Rivera versus
Geraldo.
Geraldo.
There's no man.
Gerald Rivera.
And Cody Bierman.
Yeah, this one is where we said there was a lot of blood coming out on Rivera.
Yeah, Rivera got cut early.
He got cut kind of like late in the first round, late in the first round,
Yeah.
because the second round he didn't answer to it. Right, Teach the
Yep.
one where they said they couldn't
Well, they
couldn't stop the bleeding.
Yeah, he couldn't answer to the third round call.
Oh, third round. Sorry. Sea Monster. That's what they called Cody. That's his
Sea
nickname.
Monster, that's
Sea
right.
Monster.
Yep.
So I mean, and he comes out of Brock. He trains with Brock Larson's
Larson,
camp.
yep.
So the guy looks like a powerhouse. You know, he waited patiently.
These guys
took
threw
the
nice
shots.
combos throughout this fight. You know, it was 2 rounds, but they did both of them threw nice combos. I mean, they're little guys, so they're quick. They have constant movement.
Yep.
That one there, Cody Berman won that. Now we're moving on to the professional fights. And we're starting out with David Fullwider versus Dino Sirocco. David came out here looking for a fight, and he was giving it.
Yeah, he was giving a lot of punishment. I don't know what to say. This one, I thought Dino would show some stuff, but I don't know what happened. I don't know if he just didn't show up tonight.
This looked like Dino he felt like he got outclassed.
Yeah, David really unloaded some power on him. Man, all I can say is, Dino, you're going to get hit. You're going to get hit, and you're going to get hit again. And you got to protect yourself.
David came to fight, and he put it on.
Yeah, he instilled as well in that one.
Hey, here, this one is Matt Bentz versus Garrett St. Clair.
Yep.
This here was a good fight too. Unfortunately, you'll see here in a minute. The first round, Garrett gets taken down, and he starts just hammer fisting the back of Matt Bentz's head.
Yep.
So right here, so the ref had to stop it and give Matt a chance to rest.
Yeah.
And give Garrett a warning.
But Matt felt.
But it looked like it just made Matt mad.
Yeah, Matt fought a great fight too. We talked to Matt after the fight, and he looked pumped up even before the fight. He was trying to warm up. He said likes to go in there nice and warmed up, get that first hit out of the way, and do what he needed to do, and was get the win.
Yeah, Matt was putting on a good ground and pound performance here. I mean, you can hear these punches just landing on them ribs.
And he even said he's ready to fight whoever next. He wants to. He looked pumped, and he said he needed this win. Needed the win to get back on track. And hats off to Garrett. He did get.
I do know somebody who kind of wants to fight Matt. I'll let him call him out. I won't bring it up. I won't bring up any names.
Yeah, they probably they want to test themselves.
Out here, he does a great transition. Went from guard to half guard, and then he'll move into full mount.
And we got to say, Garrett had some good hands. He did give Derek a split lip. He did catch.
You mean Matt?
Lip. Oh, Matt. Sorry, he did give Matt a split lip, and right here he just.
Yeah, right here he just
gonna
drops an elbow, and then he starts dropping punches until Garrett turns his back.
Yeah.
And he'll finish it off with a rear naked choke.
Good performance.
I didn't even
tap on that one.
Matthew Marsh. This one here is Matthew Marsh versus Justin Lickness. Right here, this one I lost this fight here on my picks.
We both did.
Unfortunately.
Hats off to Matt. Matt. He was ready, and
Matt got Justin where he wanted him, down on the ground. I mean, he straight up said he's a ground fighter. That's where he wants the fight to get to.
Yep.
And that's what he did. I mean, Justin fought off the takedown, stayed off his back, but he got sucked into a triangle choke right away.
Yeah. And we talked to Justin afterwards, and it happens. It happens. Everybody learns. Matt came out and he had a game plan right away, and
this one here is the main event for the belt. It was Marshall Martin versus Billy Christensen. Again, this is another one I lost on my pick, but it started looking like it was going to go my way.
Yeah, I love
Marshall
what
came out and he threw a he put on a great show. I mean, I've never seen him kick this much before.
Yeah, he was mixing it up.
He definitely added that to his repertoire, and unfortunately,
Billy caught him.
He ate a heavy left hand that put him on his back, put him on his butt.
Yep, the jab looked like it set up, and then Billy connected with the...
Sorry, everybody, for all the heads in the way. Yeah, like I said, these were great fights. A lot of beautiful striking. A lot of chins getting rocked.
Yeah.
It was great. For some of the pro fighters here, I mean, David, he looked really good. I'd like to see him get somebody that can push him a little more, so that he can see where his level actually is.
Yeah.
At 185, there's quite a few 185s out there that could push him and see where he's actually, what level he's at.
Yeah, it was crazy. I think he hadn't fought in a while. We had said, 2013 he had fought? Or
it was 14, wasn't it?
14 or 13. 14. I know he hadn't fought in a while, so there was no ring rust there or anything. And Dino, man, I don't know what to say. I thought maybe he was a little bit determined in that, and I think just David was overwhelming for him. And you're going to get hit.
Yeah, you're going to definitely get hit. We've got Matt Benson versus
Garrett Sinclair.
Yeah. Matt, it was a great win for him. He can move on now. He's at 50 or at 500 now, right? 50-50, 2-2. I know there's, like I said, I know somebody that wants to call him out, and I'm waiting to see it happen.
Matt looked great. He looked like he was determined. He was stretching. He was doing everything right there in front of us, right there around the rails. And he
looks like hyper. To me that Matt really needs to work on his stand-up. I know he's a predominant wrestler, but eventually he's going to get somebody that's got a great sprawl and that does really good in striking. I mean, most strikers, that's their main thing: learn how to sprawl, learn how not to get taken down. So he's really got to pick up his hands, get his hands going better.
Yeah, I think he even said it. He was working on his cardio a lot. He looked like he wanted to fight another guy. Yeah. So he was probably really pumped up. He probably trained really hard for this fight because he said he needed the win and get back on track. And Garrett, hats off to Garrett. He's a young kid. We've seen him. It's the second time we've seen him over there in Belcourt, and he looked pretty determined.
Well, with Garrett, from what I see with Garrett Sinclair, he's got his boxing, and he's really relying a little too much on boxing. I mean, it is MMA. You got to learn how to stop the takedowns, learn how to work the clinch. And once you get on your back, you got to know how to get out of these positions. Yeah, learn how to get back on your feet, especially if you want boxing to be your predominant style. So you got to add all these other parts of MMA in there and really get them strong. Yeah, we were talking on the way home. It looked like a lot of fighters got in positions that they weren't comfortable with and they could not get out of. And of course, everyone else who was familiar with that position knew that, hey, I'm going to take it and not going to let you out. Yep. Matthew Marsh and Justin Lickness. Matthew Marsh, he straight up says he's a ground fighter. I mean, that anybody that fights him, don't go to his strengths. Stay away from his strengths. He threw that triangle choke on really, really fast. Yeah. I mean, he caught Justin by surprise. I don't think Justin knew how fast that got locked on him. Yeah, I liked him, especially afterwards when they asked him what was next for him. He sounded very humble. Said that he just works and gets only 2 weeks to train, so he trained his butt off in those 2 weeks, and it sounded very humble. I like those kind of fighters. And Justin, he just keep going. Don't get discouraged. Justin, it's basically, dude. I mean, your stand-up looks really good. You really got to work on, not freezing when somebody's striking. You got to keep those feet moving if you don't want to be pulled on the ground. And then really, you're a stand-up fighter, man. You really have to work on your ground defense.
Yeah.
Once you get down there, you know you knew how good this guy was. Your whole training should have been about how to stay out of these submissions and get back on my feet.
Yeah. I think we heard one of the ACA guys on the side there said that was Matthew's bread and butter. That's one of his moves, and he got Justin in it real quick. And wow, what can you say? When you go to their strengths, you don't want to do it. Justin looked like he was doing good till he got to the ground.
Yep. Should have kept on circling. The circling was working for you. The next one, Marshall Martin versus Billy Christensen. Marshall did everything he needed to do.
Yeah.
This one's really hard to give any pointers to.
Yeah, hats off to Billy. Heavy hands indeed. Again, we heard people on the side that said they didn't know much about Billy other than, he was a stand-up fighter. And
it seems like what I saw, it seemed like when Marshall hit him and he went down, the crowd got really excited. It looked like Marshall got excited with the crowd instead of being a little more reserved and making sure that Billy was hurt.
Yeah, I saw Marshall take that. The jab looked like it stunned him, and then the left kind of put him on his butt.
It was a beautiful left hook, man.
And it looked like right away Billy recognized it, took the back, and he took the rear naked on Marshall. And I thought Marshall did really good too. I saw him right away. He went to the body. He did a kick. I mean, I was like, holy crap. The kicks, we don't see much. I don't even like kicking. I don't like kicking. So the kicks were looking really...
And one thing about kicks, they got to be precise. Your balance has to be really good, especially when you're doing moving kicks. I think that's one thing that I saw that was a little bit lacked in his technique was the moving kicks. It's really hard because the distance changes so fast. And you can that guy could stop, and you can be easily caught in the middle of a kick.
Yeah.
And you're just off balance. And that's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah. And, of course, Billy's hands, like he knows, so he threw his hands. And, in some of the fights that we saw before, we didn't see too much kicking from Billy, so he knows what's working for him, and he won that one on Marshall.
I did like that spinning kick, man.
Yeah, I did too.
That was great.
Too. Never seen Marshall kick too much, and he's also another fighter with his hands. So it was really tough to see Marshall lose that way, but it is MMA. You win some and you lose some.
Yep.
So, but other than that, it was all great fights. I mean, every fight on here was a great fight. A lot of our North Dakota fighters, which we praise all the time. I mean, Shane, North Dakota. James, North Dakota, Derek, Minnesota, Jason Natel, North Dakota, Raul Masterson, Minnesota, Cody Berman, Minnesota, David Fullwider, North Dakota, Matt Bentz, North Dakota, Matthew Marsh, North Dakota, and Billy Christensen, Minnesota. We even talked to Billy's aunt, who came all the way up from Montana. Very nervous lady, but she was so happy after the fight.
Yeah, she was ecstatic.
She was ecstatic. So hats off to all you guys. It was great.
Great fights, guys. Can't wait to get back up there again. I mean, that's 2 times that we've been up there, and fantastic fights, man.
Yeah, I want to see more. I want to see more fighters. I want to see what most of these guys fight next again. Who they're going to fight next. Be great to see them right away. Instead of waiting, 3 months.
Yeah.
But, hey.
Well, hopefully 2017 will be a better year for
North Dakota fighters.
For fighters, not just North Dakota fighters, but actual fights in North Dakota.
Yeah, we hope so too and stuff. We need to see more North Dakota fighters.
Our next show, we'll be talking about the legacy fight. We got a few North Dakota fighters fighting in that one. So stay tuned. And remember, gloves up.
Gloves up. Fight on.